Alright, so here's the 2000 Toyota Avalon, and here's the bracket that's behind your plenum. And this bolt that goes right through here from behind into the plenum is a real pain in the butt to get out, because it's right up against the firewall, and then you've got this power steering line here. So you can't get a wrench back there easily. I bashed up the firewall insulation here trying to get it in there, and I'm going to try a new tool I got from Harbor Freight yesterday, see if that makes it any easier. So here's the Harbor Freight tool on the left, and the sockets for this thing, they go inside the ratchet itself, and you can see when you compare it to the other ratchet I was using, it's got a much slimmer profile. So hopefully that will make it easier to access that bolt behind the plenum. Alright, so here's another tip. If you're like me, when you went to take the plenum off, you went for these two bolts here and then these two nuts on the side, and then you discovered the bolts on the bracket. So I took those off first, and then it was a lot harder to get that rear bolt off because now you have the weight of the plenum leaning back. Okay, now getting the bolt out of the back of the plenum is pretty hard, and getting it back in is even trickier because there's not much room to put your fingers back in there and put a wrench in there and hold everything. So if you do that, you'll find that you're going to drop the bolt a couple times if you're as coordinated as I am. So what I did here is I just folded a piece of tape. This is just some painter's tape. I folded it in half and just stuck the bolt through a hole. That way I can kind of hold it in the right area while I get the wrench started without dropping it a whole bunch of times. And then I can just rip off the tape when it's done. So I'm about to put the bolt back into the plenum on the back here. And I got the tape here, and I left a part of the tape, the sticky part, actually touching the plenum, so it actually holds it for me while I try to get it started back there. I use this ratchet to put the bolt on the back of the plenum through the bracket. And you know what? It was still a huge pain in the ass to get it in there. But originally it took me about 2 hours to get the thing off of there, and this time it maybe took me 15 minutes or 20 minutes to get it back on. So if you want to spare yourself a lot of hassle, go ahead and get yourself this ratchet or something similar that lets you get in there really tight. So you'll be thanking me.